Hello and welcome. My name is Savannah. Thank you so much for joining me for class today. I will be guiding you through a yoga practice that will help to relieve your anxiety. I really hope that this class helps you feel even just a little bit better. I hope that this class helps to ground you into the present moment, calms your mind, slows down your thoughts, and brings a little bit of peace and ease into your day. Let's begin in a comfortable seated position. Shoulders stack over top of the hips, and the crown of the head lifts up towards the sky. Hands can be wherever you like them. You can close your eyes if you wish, or you can keep them open. It's up to you. Begin by taking some nice deep breaths in and out through the nose. Full breath in, and then a complete breath out. Full breath in, and a complete breath out. A few more breaths just like that. Use your breath to guide yourself back into the here and the now. From here, repeat to yourself the following words. I have compassion for myself and all that I have been through. I have compassion for myself and all that I have been through. I have compassion for myself and all that I have been through. I have compassion for myself and all that I have been through. Continue to breathe nice, slow, deep breaths as you use this affirmation. I have compassion for myself and all that I have been through. Feel your sit bones ground down into your mat. And feel your heart and the crown of your head lift up towards the sky. I have compassion for myself and all that I have been through. Take 2 more nice deep breaths in and out through the nose. One more big breath right here. From here, make your way into a tabletop position on hands and knees. Shoulders over top of your wrists and your hips are over top of your knees. Spread all 10 fingers nice and far apart and ground down into your hands, all 10 fingers, as well as your knees and the tops of your feet. Stay here and breathe for just a couple of breaths. Gaze forward, just a couple feet out in front of you, keeping your neck nice and long. From here, bring your big toes to touch. Knees can be farther apart or closer together. It's completely up to you. And then start to sit your hips back to rest onto your heels. Arms are out in front of you. You can rest your forehead down onto your mat. Child's pose. Another option is to bring one hand over top of the other and rest your forehead on your stacked hands. A third option is to bring your arms alongside your body, bringing your fingers towards your toes. If you are looking for more of a stretch in this pose, you can bring your knees farther away from one another. And if you're looking for a more mellow version of your child's pose, I invite you to bring your knees closer towards one another, maybe even to touch. And in this shape, I invite you to repeat the following words to yourself. I am not alone in how I am feeling. I am not alone in how I am feeling. Allow your breath to be nice and smooth and steady, taking full deep breaths in and full deep breaths out. I am not alone in how I am feeling. I am not alone in how I am feeling. Use your breath and use this affirmation to ground you into the present moment. I am not alone in how I am feeling. I am not alone in how I am feeling. I am not alone in how I am feeling. Take a couple more breaths here in your child's pose. Start to shift your way forward, coming out of your child's pose and coming back into your tabletop pose. Hands and knees, shoulders over top of the wrists, and your hips are over top of your knees. From here, extend your left leg out off of your mat, off to the left side. Tuck your right toes under. Stay here if this feels like enough of a stretch, or you can start to sit the hips back to rest onto the right heel. From here, you can stay just where you are, or you can walk your hands towards the top of your mat, and you can rest your forehead down onto your mat. And in this shape, I invite you to repeat the following words to yourself. I have the strength to move beyond my anxiety. I have the strength to move beyond my anxiety. I have the strength to move beyond my anxiety. I have the strength to move beyond my anxiety. I have the strength to move beyond my anxiety. I have the strength to move beyond my anxiety. I have the strength to move beyond my anxiety. I have the strength to move beyond my anxiety. Good. From here, press into your hands and shift your weight forward, coming back into a tabletop position, hands and knees. Hips are over top of the knees, shoulders over top of your wrists. Let's bring the right leg out now to the right side. Your foot will be off of your mat. Tuck the left toes under. You can stay here if this feels like enough of a stretch. Or you can start to shift the weight back, sitting the left hip to rest down onto the left heel. You can stay here, or you can walk your hands towards the top of your mat. You can rest your forehead down onto the mat. You can also bend your arms and rest your forearms and your elbows down onto the mat if that feels supportive in your body. In this shape, I invite you to repeat the following words to yourself. I am exactly where I am supposed to be. I am exactly where I am supposed to be. I am exactly where I am supposed to be. I am exactly where I am supposed to be. I am exactly where I am supposed to be. I am exactly where I am supposed to be. Take one final breath in this shape. Full breath in, and then a full breath out. Press into your hands and shift your weight forward, coming back into a tabletop position, bringing the right knee in. From here, bring your hands a little bit farther out in front of you. Shift forward, lower all the way down to rest on your belly. Bring one hand over top of the other and rest your forehead onto your stacked hands. And here I invite you to repeat the following words to yourself. Today I will celebrate every little win. 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 From here, keep your forehead on your stacked hands, bend your knees, and just start to take your legs from right to left. And here, as you do this movement with your legs, I invite you to repeat to yourself, my mind is calm. My mind is calm. My mind is calm. My mind is calm. Release your legs down onto the mat and take one final breath here. From here, bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Press your way up into your tabletop position, hands and knees. And then make your way into a standing position at the top of your mat. Bring your hands onto your hips once you arrive. Hinge from your hips, so send your hips back and reach your heart forward. Come into a forward fold. You can bend your knees as much as you like. Bring your right hand to your left elbow and your left hand to your right elbow. So opposite hand to opposite elbow. And just allow your upper body to be really heavy here. Drop your head down towards the ground. Here I invite you to repeat to yourself the following words. My muscles are relaxed. My muscles are relaxed. Bend your knees as much as you would like to. You can rest your belly and your chest on your thighs. My muscles are relaxed. You can sway from side to side, or you can find stillness in this shape. My muscles are relaxed. My muscles are relaxed. My muscles are relaxed. We'll be here for a few more breaths. My muscles are relaxed. My muscles are relaxed. Can you feel your muscles relax as we stay in this pose? My muscles are relaxed. We'll be here for one final breath. From here, bring your hands down onto your mat. Take a big step back with your left foot to the back of your mat. Lower the left knee down, untuck your toes, and bring your hands up onto your right thigh. You can also have your toes tucked here. It's up to you. And here in this low lunge, I invite you to repeat to yourself, I have everything I need within me. 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 Throughout this yoga practice, can you use these affirmations, these phrases, and your breath to ground yourself into the here and the now, to guide yourself back into the present moment? I have everything I need within me. I have everything I need within me. I have everything I need within me. We'll stay in this low lunge for a couple more breaths. Bring your hands down to your mat to frame your right foot and step up to the top of your mat with your left foot. Find a forward fold once again, opposite hand to opposite elbow. We'll just be here for a moment. You can sway from side to side or find stillness if that feels better for you. Good. Bring your hands down towards the mat. Take a big step back with your right foot to the back of your mat. Lower the right knee down. Bring your hands up onto your left thigh. Toes can be tucked or untucked. And here in our low lunge on the second side, I invite you to repeat the following words to yourself. I am kind to myself. 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 We'll be here in this pose for just a couple more breaths. Great work. Bring your hands down to your mat to frame your left foot and come into a tabletop pose, hands and knees. From here, start to walk your hands forward to the top of your mat, to the top two corners of your mat. Keep your hips over top of your knees and melt your heart down towards the ground. You can rest your forehead down onto your mat. If it doesn't quite reach, that's okay. You can keep it lifted. Or if you have a book or a pillow nearby that you would like to place underneath your forehead and then rest your forehead on that, you can do that. Here I invite you to repeat the following words to yourself. I release any doubts or fears. 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 We'll be here in our puppy pose or heart melting pose for a few more breaths. Lift your forehead up off of your mat or off of your book or your pillow and start to walk your hands in towards your body. Come into a seated position with your legs bent in front of you, and then make your way all the way down onto your back. Once you are on your back, bring your feet to the edges of your mat. Your knees are still bent. Arms can be wherever you like them. You can take your knees now from right to left. As you do this, I invite you to repeat the following words to yourself. I can handle whatever comes my way. 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 Take a couple more big breaths in and full breaths out as you move your legs from side to side. The next time that your knees come through center, leave them there and just allow them to knock in to touch one another. So your feet are out wide, knees are touching. And you can stay right here if this feels good, or you can extend your legs long. Feet can go towards the top two corners of your mat. If you would like to stay a little bit more connected to your breath, I invite you to place one hand or both hands on your belly. Feel your belly press up into your hands as you inhale. And as you exhale, feel your belly soften down towards the earth. Know that right now there is nothing that you need to do, and there is nowhere that you need to be. Feel your breath as it comes in through your nose. And feel your breath as it moves out through your nose. Smooth, steady breath in, and smooth, steady breaths out. Rest here. Can you feel your body soften? Can you feel your mind becoming a little bit more quiet, a little bit less busy? Perhaps you feel a little bit less tension in your body now compared to when you first stepped onto your mat. Begin to now bring your awareness back into the space that you are in. And can you start to breathe a little bit deeper? And then when it feels right for you, you can bring some movement into your body. Whatever that looks like for you is great. You might wiggle your fingers and toes. You might rotate your wrists and ankles. Maybe you reach your arms up overhead and take a big full body stretch from fingers all the way down to your toes. You can also bring your knees into your chest and give yourself a hug, give yourself a squeeze, maybe rock a little bit from side to side. And then you can roll over onto one side, whatever side you like. Use one arm as a pillow to rest your head on. And stay here for a couple of breaths. Then you can press yourself up and come into a comfortable seated position. Once you are in your comfortable seat, here you can think of a few things that you are grateful for. Let's take a big full breath together to close. Inhale through the nose. Hold it at the top. And then exhale through the nose. Thank you so very much for being here and for checking out this class. I really hope that this class felt good for you. I would love to hear what you thought of this class in the comments down below. You can also subscribe to my channel if you have not already. That way you won't miss any of my other classes that I will be sharing. And you can also give this video the like or the thumbs up. Thank you so much for being here and for your support. It really means a lot to me. I hope you have a wonderful day. The light in me sees and honors the light within you. Namaste.